Next is operation of PNP and NPN transistor. I'll explain each simultaneously so it will be easier for you to compare. NPN, okay. So PNP, P layer, N layer and P layer. So I'll just consider the majority charge carrier so that it will be easier to explain. So I'll just draw the majority charge carriers just for easier understanding. Okay, and this is emitter, this is base, and this is collector. So this is the emitter side where it will emit the charge carriers, and this collector will collect those charge carriers. So I'll just connect the battery. This holds or majority charge carriers as to move from emitter to collector. So how we will connect the battery is that you will be connecting positive so that like poles repel each other. This positive has to repel away from the battery. Therefore you will connect a positive to the P layer and negative to the base. And again this side if you see, the collector has to collect the holes, so it has to pull. In order to pull, it has to get attracted towards the battery. So here it is plus, here it will be negative. So opposite poles attract each other. So when I am connecting a negative of the battery to the P layer, this holes or water charge carriers, it will get attracted outside, that is it will be collected outside. So you will connect negative to this P layer and positive to this emitter, so that the holes will get moved from emitter to collector. So hope everyone understood why the battery is connected in this way. Okay, so what happens is that this emitter current, whatever the charge carrier is sent from the emitter, has to be collected at the collector. So emitter current is IE, base current is IB, and collector current is IC. For PNP, I already told current flows from emitter to collector, or seeing the battery itself you will get to know the current flows from positive to negative, and this side also current flows from positive to negative. So current direction is in this way. Whatever emitter current is sent by the emitter, it will be divided into two parts. So this base will receive some of the current and this collector will receive some of the current. So I will write it in this way. Input current, that is emitter current, is equal to base current and collector current. So your emitter current is flowing, this current, it will flow to base and to collector. So this is one equation. But the proper operation of transistor lies when you receive the complete input current. The output should be equal to input. So the IC should be equal to IE. So what we should do is, we should eliminate this base current. So this base current has to be approximately made into the zero, so that whatever emitter current is sent will be received by the collector correctly. So how we will obtain this is that this voltage at base should be less compared to voltage applied at collector. So base potential should be less comparative to the collector potential. When this voltage or this potential is less, so it cannot pull more charge carriers, so current flow will be less. So how you can mention that is that in order to make IB approximately equal to 0, voltage at base potential should be less than the voltage at collector. Here emitter is taken common for both base, that is input, and collector output. That I will explain why. We can take this base as common for input and output, or collector as common for input and output, or emitter common for input and output. Each terminal you can take common for input and output. In this case, in this example, I have taken this emitter as common for input and output. That's why this VBE I have mentioned here and VCE I have mentioned here. So this base voltage should be less comparative to the collector voltage, so that the complete current you will receive at the collector. So same way for NPN, I'll just mention the majority charge carriers for easier understanding. Okay, how we will connect battery here? Here maximum charge carriers is negative, so it has to ripple from the battery to move from emitter to collector. This is emitter, base, collector. So in order to ripple, you will connect a negative to N layer and positive to P layer. And again this side, these negative charge carriers should be getting attracted towards the battery, that is, it has to be moved out. So what we will be connecting here is, we will be connecting a positive of the battery, so opposite poles attract each other, so it has to be getting collected. Therefore we are connecting emitter to negative and collector to positive. Okay, so here also if you see, current flows from positive to negative, positive to negative. For NPN, current flows from collector to emitter. So everything, however, if you see, for PNP current flows from emitter to collector, for NPN current flows from collector to emitter, that we know. So here also if you see, for NPN, emitter, base, collector, so from collector and from base, current is flowing to emitter. So here also if you see, collector current plus base current will be equal to IE. Here also you need to make base current approximately equal to 0. So for that we will be making voltage at base should be less than voltage at collector. So you will get an output current is equal to input current. This is the main criteria on how to check the transistor is working properly. If transistor is to give its 100% contribution, then the output current should be equal to input current. This is how the transistor operates. I'll explain its working by using ammeter and voltmeter. Similarly for PNP and for NPN. Okay, so for PNP we know, I have already told, this is the symbol, emitter, base, collector. For a PNP, current flows from collector to emitter. Okay, so I am connecting a ammeter to measure collector current, and then voltmeter to measure output voltage, that is VCE. So here if you see, for PNP, emitter collector connection we have to check. Collector is connected to negative, so here current is connected to negative and emitter to positive. This side also ammeter is connected to measure the input current, and voltmeter to measure input voltage. Battery connection if you see, to base and collector, so base and collector. This side if you see, emitter is connected to positive, so this emitter will be connected to positive, and here if you see, base is connected to negative, so base is connected to negative. Okay, so this is the working of a transistor by using ammeter and voltmeter. So ammeter is used to measure an output current. I'll take it as A2, A1, V1, V2. Okay, So V1 is used to measure input voltage, that is, this is the input voltage VBE. This side V2, V2 is used to measure output voltage, so output voltage is this one, VCE. Okay, so again current ammeter is used to calculate input current, which is IB, this one, and A2 is used to measure output current. Output current is collector current, so output is collector current, so IC. Okay, so we came to know what's the input current, input voltage, output current, and output voltage. So here we have to check for input characteristics and output characteristics. Input characteristics is between this input current and input voltage. Input voltage is VBE and input current is IB. Okay, so here if you see, input is between base and emitter, so emitter and base. This is PNP transistor, so P layer is emitter and N layer is base. And if you see, base is connected to negative, emitter is connected to positive, emitter is connected to positive, and base is connected to negative, so base is connected to negative. This, if you see, it is like a diode in its forward bias condition. So P layer is connected to positive, N layer is connected to negative. So this is diode in its forward bias condition. So what happens when diode is in forward bias? When diode is in forward bias, this is VBE, and current is IB. Okay, so what happens when you increase in voltage? We have already seen the working of diode in forward and reverse bias. When diode is connected in forward bias and when you apply an input voltage VBE till 0.7, no current will flow. 0.7 is a barrier potential. For silicon you are considering 0.7. For germanium it is 0.3. Here let's consider it is made up of silicon. So till 0.7 no current will flow. Once it reaches 0.7, the current starts flowing. So this is the input characteristics for this diode. So output characteristic, where shall I draw it? Okay. So output characteristics, so output we have to draw across collector and emitter. So collector is collector and emitter and collector both are P layer, so we don't have to consider it as a diode. Let's just check for the operations. Here if you see, collector current and this is emitter current. Okay, this side it is base current IB. Okay, so for input characteristics you will be increasing this voltage. For output characteristics we have to increase this voltage. This voltage is VCE. Okay, so that is, this collectors, this side is not connected to base, indirectly connected to base, but it is directly connected to emitter. So I am mentioning here VCE. This collector voltage you will increase. When you increase this voltage, the collector current will also start increasing. So if you keep on increasing this VCE, this collector current also gets increased. But at one stage, if collector current collects entire input, then it will become constant. See, if this is emitter is me and collector is you, so if I am giving you 10 charge, okay, 10 charge, that is 10 Q. This collector, and if you are increasing VC, this collector will start collecting charges 1 Q, 2 Q, 3 Q. So when you still more increase VC, it will collect, and when it reaches 10K, that is the maximum limit. And even then, if you are increasing VCE, this charge or this current will remain constant. After that, the current will not increase because it has collected all the input current. So for that, how I will draw the characteristic is that you will be drawing across VCE, that is output voltage, and output current IC. So when you are increasing VCE, collector current IC also increases. When VC reaches, when IC reaches IE, that is if collector has collected entire emitter current, then it will become constant. Then whatever you increase the voltage, the collector current will remain constant. That's what the output characteristic. Same working I'll draw here. The same, everything will be the same except the current flow direction. This is emitter, this is base, and this is collector. Again here also emitter to check for input current, here voltage to check for output voltage. Okay, battery connection I'll just draw later. And again here emitter to calculate input current, here voltage to calculate input voltage, and this side battery connection. Okay, here collector is connected to positive, so collector is this side, collector will be connected to positive and emitter to negative. Here if you see emitter is connected to negative, so emitter is connected to negative, collect base to positive. Okay, this is how the battery is connected for working mode of NPN transistor. Here also V1 A1, A2 V2. So same way for V1, which is used to calculate VBE, then current I1 is IB, output voltage V2 is VCE, and output current I2 is IC. Entire thing is same. The input characteristics will also remain same. If you are drawing an input characteristics we have to draw across VBE, input voltage, and input current is IB. So same VBE and IB. So if you are increasing this voltage, again if you see, like this is N and this is P. Okay, N is connected to negative and P is connected to positive. Here also if you see, this is acting as a diode in forward bias condition. P is connected to positive and N is connected to negative, so current IB flows, in this direction. Current IB flows from P to N layer. So when VBE is increased, current IB also increases. But when is that we have to check for input characteristics till 0.7 no current will flow. Once it reaches 0.7, the current starts flowing, because this is acting as a diode in forward bias condition. We all know how diode works in forward bias condition. Till that barrier potential, the current will not flow. Once it reaches its barrier potential or knee voltage, current starts flowing. The same input characteristics. And output characteristics is also same. Output characteristics we have to draw across VCE, output voltage, and collector current IC. Here also if you increase VCE, collector current also increases. Still more increasing VCE, the collector current becomes constant after it reaches its maximum. So when it reaches its maximum, that is input current, it will become constant. So VCE, IC, increasing VCE, IC also increases. Say if IC reaches its maximum, that is IE, then it will become constant. Then whatever you increase VCE, the collector remains constant because it reached its maximum current, that is emitter current. So this is the operation, how the battery is connected, and why you have to make base current to 0. And this is also NPN operation, and again working I have explained using both PNP and NPN. The operation of both PNP and of NPN will be same, only the current flow direction will be changing. So in both the cases I have taken emitter as common for input and output. Here if you see, emitter is connected to base and emitter is connected to collector. There are other configurations also where you will take base common to emitter and base common to collector, or collector common to base and collector common to emitter. So there are three configurations: common base, common emitter and common collector for designing a transistor using other components that I will be explaining in the next class. Thank you.